Well, Kamala Harris was in the Situation Room today with President Biden while the laziest presidential campaigner in history was, as usual, doing nothing. Donald Trump, now the oldest presidential nominee in history, is running scared and lazy, showing no idea how to campaign against Vice President Kamala Harris. Trump's only attempt so far to campaign against Vice President Harris was to question her racial identity, something even Lindsey Graham publicly advised him to stop doing. Donald Trump's most enduring and reliable quality is his stupidity, so it is possible that Donald Trump alone in America does not understand that black fathers produce black babies. But Donald Trump's racist idiocy helped Donald Trump in one way last week. It helped reduce attention to more important stories, like the one we were just talking about, the possible $10 million bribe that Egypt may have paid Donald Trump when he won the presidency in 2016. We'll be covering that important story later in this hour, just as Rachel did in the previous hour, because that is a much more important story than anything Donald Trump has said and should not be overshadowed by Trump idiocy. 49% of American voters now correctly believe that Donald Trump does not have the mental capacity to serve as president of the United States. In a CBS poll released yesterday, 49% say that Donald Trump does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. Even Donald Trump knows he does not have the mental and cognitive health to debate Kamala Harris, which is why, in a move that for him was both wise and cowardly, he backed out of his promise to participate in a presidential debate scheduled by ABC for September 10th. Vice President Harris responded saying, "I'll be there on September 10th, like he agreed to. I hope to see him there." Donald Trump obviously fears debating Kamala Harris more than any candidate has ever feared debating. And so we might never see them debate. I'll keep a chair open here any night for Vice President Harris to come by and debate tape of Donald Trump explaining his position on tariffs and taxes and repealing Obamacare and cutting Social Security and Medicare and cutting taxes for billionaires. I would be happy to show the Vice President tape of Donald Trump clarifying his policy on Israel and Gaza, but he has not said a word about it. Kamala Harris has strengthened her campaign staff with some hugely important new hires. David Plouffe, who was President Obama's winning campaign manager, is joining the Harris campaign staff. Nothing like having another winning presidential campaign manager on the team, along with Jen O'Malley Dillon, who already has won a presidential campaign. Stephanie Cutter, another winner from the Obama campaign, is joining the Harris campaign staff, as is economic policy advisor Gene Sperling, who has been on the staff of every winning Democratic presidential campaign since Bill Clinton. And Jennifer Palmieri, who served in the Obama-Harris White House as the communications director, has also joined the Harris campaign, making the Harris campaign staff the single strongest group of campaign winners that we have ever seen on any presidential campaign staff. Kamala Harris was in the Situation Room with President Biden today after Hezbollah fired rockets at Israel yesterday. The president described today's meeting in the Situation Room this way. Earlier, Vice President and I were briefed in the Situation Room on developments in the Middle East. We received updates on threats posed by Iran and its proxies, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate regional tensions, and preparations to support Israel should it be attacked again. We also discussed the steps we are taking to defend our forces and respond to any attack against our personnel in a manner and place of our choosing. Donald Trump will never be in that Situation Room again. Donald Trump knows that his future next year is in courtrooms as defendant Trump unless he can find some way to take the Electoral College away from Kamala Harris. And he knows he cannot do that by debating her. So Donald Trump will stick to the laziest presidential campaign schedule since the invention of jet travel by doing his one rally a week campaign. This week, it will be in the electorally unimportant state of Montana, which Donald Trump won last time by 16 points and will win again this year. And every time Donald Trump speaks publicly, he will slur some of his words, as he always does. He will mispronounce words. He will get names wrong. He will get names of countries wrong. He will speak words that never come close to forming sentences. And he will continue to prove to more voters that he does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's campaign for president is off to what has been universally declared to be a great start, thanks, at the beginning, to the flawlessly smooth way President Biden handed off the control of their campaign to Vice President Harris on the afternoon of Sunday, July 21st. President Biden's endorsement of Vice President Harris that day began a surge of enthusiasm for Kamala Harris, including campaign contributions, thousands of new campaign volunteers, and a steady stream of important Democratic Party endorsements, and the refusal of any other Democratic candidate to even consider challenging Kamala Harris for the presidential nomination. According to a headline in the New York Times today, some people at the Times think, quote, Kamala Harris surprises everyone. Not everyone. Many of us have seen for a long time what people are seeing in Kamala Harris now. 15 years ago in Los Angeles, I was brought to an event where I was told I would see the female Obama. That's what black people in the know in California politics called Kamala Harris then, when she was the San Francisco district attorney. They believed, and I believed when I listened to her that day, that Kamala Harris, like Barack Obama, could go all the way to the White House. I, for one, have seen nothing new about Kamala Harris in her so far brilliant presidential campaign. She is not surprising everyone. And she is not surprising our first guest tonight, who knew Kamala Harris in California back in the days when only Californians knew that Kamala Harris could go all the way. United States senators do not get security details. They don't get Secret Service or anything like that. I've never heard of a United States senator being harassed in a public place like an airport when I was working in the Senate, but the Trump era is different. In the third year of the Trump presidency, Senator Kamala Harris was harassed in an airport by a Trump fanatic who is now a member of Congress from Florida, Republican Anna Paulina Luna, whose first claim to public attention was as a swimsuit model. The woman you will see protecting Senator Harris in the video you're about to see is our first guest tonight. She was then a campaign staffer for Senator Harris and is now the junior United States Senator from California, LaFonza Butler.
Hi, man. How are you doing today? Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm the director of Hispanic Engagement with Turning Point USA. I want to know about the children that you're saying that are at the border right now. Wait, would you answer this question real quick?
No, I'm taking a picture real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're getting behind me and you're saying that you're fighting for women. No, I'm not going to back off. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm asking her. She's saying that she supports
Hispanic. Those ladies asked her to take a picture.
I don't care. You're in my way. Don't talk to me.
Those ladies asked
Don't talk to me.
before you walked up.
She is damaging what is happening to Hispanic women and children at the border because she's promoting family.